I now give the floor to the Deputy Secretary-General of the United Nations, Her Excellency Amina Mohammed, to deliver remarks on behalf of the Secretary-General.
Thank you. Her Excellency Annalena Baerbock, the President of the General Assembly, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to join the President of the General Assembly in welcoming you to the midterm review of the urban agenda. I'd also like to congratulate the leadership of the Executive Director of UN Habitat, Anna Claudia Roschbach, and her team for the work that they continue to do. Every global challenge eventually arrives at someone's door. Conflict displaces families into cities. Climate shocks overwhelm homes and infrastructure. Rising costs push housing and basic services further out of reach, and inequality becomes visible street by street. This is why the midterm review of the new urban agenda reaches far beyond urban policy. It is one of the clearest ways sustainable development shows up in the lives of people on a daily basis, and it does more than look back. It tells us what cities and communities need from us now. Three things stand out for us. First, the Sustainable Development Goals will be delivered at the local level, or they'll not be delivered at all. More than half of humanity already lives in urban areas, and by the middle of this century, nearly 70% will do so. Cities can drive progress as hubs of innovation, economic activity, and social interaction and dignity. Yet the choices made in cities will determine whether families can find an affordable home, whether children can get to school, whether people can reach work and essential services, and whether communities are ready for the next flood, heat wave, or storm. Last week, during the review of the Sustainable Development Goal 11, member states reaffirmed this point. Sustainable urbanization is one of the clearest routes to faster progress on the 2030 agenda. Second, urban growth is moving faster than urban transformation, and we need to catch up. The review shows progress since Quito. Countries have strengthened national urban policies and planning systems. Cities are advancing climate action and improving public services. Local governments and communities are showing what can be done, often under enormous pressure. But progress is not keeping pace with the demand. Housing is becoming less affordable. Informal settlements are expanding. Infrastructure and essential public services are falling behind, and climate risks and inequality are growing. We know the result. When housing costs swallow household incomes, inequality deepens, disproportionately affecting women as well as marginalized and vulnerable groups. When services fail, health and education suffer, severely limiting a young person's potential. When cities are unprepared for climate shocks, the poorest communities pay the highest price. But these challenges can turn into opportunities if we lean into strategic city planning, integrated policy reform, and by strengthening our institutions. Clearer and disaggregated data will also help us to identify the pain points and ensure that we leave no one behind. And third, cities need the power and the resources to deliver. Local and regional authorities are being asked to manage rapid growth, respond to crises, and drive progress on the Sustainable Development Goals. Many are still expected to do this without the money or the authority to act, and without the systems needed to carry the work through. Cities need better access to finance. Local authorities and institutions need to be engaged and recognized as the key partners that they are. Data and new technologies, including artificial intelligence, should help authorities to plan and to reach all sectors of the community, improving services without deepening inequality or excluding the people that they are meant to serve. National governments and international partners also need to work with local leaders and not around them. The Pact for the Future reinforces the need for stronger cooperation across all levels of government. Across the United Nations system, UN Habitat, resident coordinators, regional commissions, local and regional governments, and other local partners that are working to connect global commitments to local delivery. This is where multilateralism proves its value. At the World Urban Forum in Baku, I saw the ideas and partnerships that are already driving progress. The Baku call to action captured that determination, and as the President of the General Assembly witnessed some of that in Nairobi, where we were seeing waste to wealth. Now we need to take the ambition and the energy from Baku and make it contagious. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, many of you will be familiar with the new mayor of New York, Zohran Mamdani, who is a powerful advocate for healthier and more sustainable cities that work for everyone. And he has spoken of the day when the city they love will finally love them back. A city that loves back its people when it protects their dignity and gives them a stake in prosperity. The new urban agenda gives us a clear horizon to do so. The review shows us where the gaps are, but it also shows us where the opportunities lie. It is time to close that gap, city by city, community by community. I thank you.
I thank the Deputy Secretary-General. Before proceeding